Okay, so you tell me, what practices are you doing to increase your traffic? Some of the common practices to get more traffic are creating content and distributing it across all social media platforms, collaborating with Facebook group admins and distributing content in their Facebook groups. Again, collaborating with people who have active newsletter plus active email list. Many people go and join speaking engagements to get more traffic. And email list swap is another great way to generate more traffic on your social media profile and on your landing pages and websites. But the question is, do these strategies really work? Let's talk with our volunteers who are not from the marketing field, and let's see what practices they are using to generate more traffic.
If this is your Facebook profile, then tell me, what are the practices that you are doing to generate more traffic on your Facebook profile and on your landing page on your website as well?
Well, I run ads. So I run Facebook ads and Instagram ads primarily. Yeah, I mean, other than, posting and sort of running the ads, that's about it.
So some of those practices are networking, making friends across several different social media platforms locally, and building connections and collaborations as well.
Those are the main ones I use.
What more? Like, think more, take your time. Like, what else that you can do, you are doing to get more traffic on your profile, pulling more people?
I would say I try to post frequently and offer lots of value in what I put in my posts. I try to make sure I'm putting forth something that somebody can take away. I also try to put on videos. I don't do as many as I probably should, but I try to put out some videos so people can actually connect with me, because I feel that sometimes is better than just looking at a picture or reading. I do some Facebook ads here and there, usually when I have an in-person workshop and I'm trying to get people there. I'll do a boost a post, a boost an event, and I'll get a few more email subscribers. More people will see me outside of those who follow me and start following me on Facebook. I've seen that that's actually generated more followers than most of the other things I've put forth. I am in a bunch of networking groups. I
don't know. I know, I'm not very good at, posting in Facebook groups or participating in some of these things. Certainly I have my email list, so I always have, the icons, or, follow me on Instagram, check out my Facebook page. And I don't know. Those are the main ones. Really, I leave a lot. I leave a lot to the ads, to be honest.
There are many ways to increase traffic, and we are not going to go into all of the strategies because we only need 4 strategies to get more traffic. First is creating content and distributing it properly. Second is giving engagement. Third is adding new connection, new friends. And fourth is collaboration, and we are going to go deep into these strategies only. But our volunteers are already doing these practices, so why it's not working for them, and what is the solution on it? Let's talk about the first strategy to generate more traffic: content. According to the data, the social media reach is decreasing day by day. So randomly posting content will not help you get more traffic.
What is your experience using the major social media platforms? Like, what are your active social media platforms? Where are you active? Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn? And tell me your views on that. Like, how are you generating traffic on those platforms? Or what is your experience? What is working on Instagram? What is not working? Which platform is good according to you?
So my number one is Instagram. That for me, it does pull in. People see me. I have people regularly telling me, they found me on Instagram. They reach out to me for different things. So I feel like I am the most active there, and I also get the most visibility there. Facebook, I'm less active. I do, like I said, I do run Facebook ads, and I will have, obviously the cross posting. So, if I'm hopefully, posting some things on Instagram, they're going over to Facebook, and that's about it. I don't honestly spend a lot of time on Facebook anymore.
I started on Facebook. I've been a Facebook user probably since the launch of it, and tells you how old I am. But Instagram and just really TikTok. I do TikTok. There's also utilizing the podcast platforms like Spotify. I think Facebook has been the oldest and the most used so far, but as the new generations come in, they're going to utilize Instagram over that. They're going to utilize TikTok over that. So it's really just staying relevant. YouTube's another big one as well. But
for you, LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts, and number one by far, Facebook. If you want to gain audience and awareness, the number one place you should be doing live is TikTok. What's different about TikTok, when you go on Whatnot, you have 3 people watching you. But when you go on TikTok, you start to get people to see you in their For You page that have no idea who you are.
LinkedIn is something that I'm interested in. And over the past few months, I have tried to post a bit more in there. But I haven't devoted a lot of time or resources into that.
Yes, LinkedIn is very important, and everyone is present on LinkedIn. If it's business, then yes, they are present on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is all about writing properly. So if you just write every single day on LinkedIn, after a year, you will start seeing good results and people will start following you. But of course, there are some things which are important on LinkedIn and Facebook. So if you use Facebook and LinkedIn, you have to spend time in writing every single day, posting and engaging with people, which is the third point of our traffic pillar.
Let's talk about Instagram. Now, Instagram is the hardest platform to grow if you are educating people. You need creativity, or somehow you need to stand out on Instagram. I'll tell you from my experience, one of my big mistake was recording 90 reels in 30 days despite knowing that my past reels are not performing. So if you're creating content like this and your content looks average, and if it's not working, then please stop. You are wasting time. Your target audience is also present on Facebook and LinkedIn. So you need to leverage those platforms, at least one of them. The main purpose of using Instagram is to relax or just passing your time. So it's very hard to sell. I've tried selling on Instagram. It's much easier on Facebook and LinkedIn. So that's why we have to go all in on these platforms to get more traffic. You will attract quality people, quality traffic, and you can get clients. The big names from different industries are also not getting that much traffic or that much reach on Instagram, and that's why they are leveraging other platforms and they're making good money. Their business is going good. So if you want to educate people on Instagram, then you need creativity. So I don't use Instagram to just get traffic. I am using Instagram to build my personal brand. That's it. It only gives me authority. When I'll start experimenting, then it will blow up. So right now, without Instagram, I'm making good money, and you can too. Let's talk about Facebook. Billions of people are present on Facebook, and it can give you plenty of clients. The problem with people who are posting on Facebook is the average reach on Facebook is only 2.6%. and the average engagement is 0.15%. So if you just post and expect results, then you're doing it wrong.
Now, let's talk about just the average reach of your Instagram post. As you said, Instagram is your most active platform. So what is the average reach and engagement on your Instagram? Is it high, medium, or low? Because my experience is I'm getting below average reach and below average engagement, because people nowadays, they are not interested in engaging, but they see us. So what is your experience?
So Instagram, there's really not much going on there. I do post whatever I post on Facebook, on Instagram, because it's connected. But I don't see a lot happening there. I am starting to follow more people, which is getting them to follow me. That is helping. That was recommended to me by a social media expert. So I started doing that. But it hasn't been my platform of choice. Facebook really has been my platform of choice. I'm seeing way more engagement there. I am on LinkedIn too. Most of the people that I was connected with on LinkedIn were connected to my previous engineering career, but I see my most engagement on Facebook as far as the platforms.
Yeah, I find the same. I mean, the reach and the engagement is low. Yeah, it's low. I find obviously with the reels, you know, if I'm posting a photo of myself or I'm doing a reel, I get much higher engagement.
Do you use Instagram stories and Facebook stories?
I will do occasional stories. If I'm promoting like my newest podcast episode or a webinar or something that I'm doing, I will use stories.
Instagram algorithm does not have that much control on stories. Like if you have 10,000 followers, all 10,000 can view your stories if they think of like clicking. So that's the good part of Instagram stories or Facebook stories.
Right.
So most people, they are benefiting. My Facebook stories or Instagram stories reach is also average. But most of my friends, they get like 200, 300 views on their stories. So it depends on what we are posting. So creativity matters.
Yeah, Instagram's only in the hundreds. My Facebook is close to 1,000. It's not. My reach is pretty low right now, but I've also only been in business full time for 2 months. I've been in business part-time for a couple of years and wasn't really focusing on growing my engagement on my social media because I was doing more in-person work.
Now, how many times do you post in a week on Instagram or Facebook?
It varies between 3 to 7 times. I tend to not post on the weekends because I find that the engagement and the view, like it's much lower. So, you know, best case scenario, I'm getting on there like Monday through Friday. Sometimes it just depends on what's going on and if I have the time to get on there.
I want to say within a week, I at least try to do 1 post every day. So 5.
Sometimes up to 7. Sometimes I would say the least would be 4 or 5. And the most would be maybe 8. Maybe there's 2 in one day. Because something comes up and I want to add it.
And what do you post on Instagram or any social media platform? Can you tell me more about formats like video, short text, images, carousels, or what is your best format? What works for you?
Is sort of text. I'll occasionally throw in there an image. As I said, definitely like the ones, the posts with me, like a photo of me in them, the engagement's much higher. So usually like you will have just sort of a sentence or, you know, something on the image and then writing about it. You know, some sort of concept, some sort of idea that I think would be useful for my potential clients or anybody who's reading it. I will do an occasional reel. I've been trying to do more. Again, I find that the engagement there is very high and the views. Yeah, I mean, that is sort of random for me to do, you know. I've been trying to do more of that this year too.
Okay.
I'll try to be creative with some of the content that I've already recorded, like putting little shorts together and putting music behind it, maybe using some of the what is it called, the subtitles and scripts that you can put, and just again, you're trying to bring awareness to what you're offering on these social media platforms. You're trying to build your brand, and so staying consistent with the trends that are going on, especially with TikTok, the trends that are going on, that'll definitely boost your views and bring more attention to who you are and what you're trying to offer.
I've been kind of playing with that to see what's working most for my audience, and I'm trying to switch that up because I had like a whole month where I was posting every day and trying to keep like the content different so that people were getting a little bit of nutrition, a little bit of relationship advice, a little bit of wellness advice, depending on what I'm offering, so that I was spreading it out to those people. Now I'm starting to look at what has been working and what wasn't, and trying to tailor down. I'm going to post a little less, but use the stuff that was really working. So most of the time I will create some sort of graphic, usually in Canva, or I will post a picture. So I did a whole series that actually had pretty good engagement. That was pictures of me ballroom dancing. That got a lot of engagement because people would see that picture and want to read about it. So anything that was really personal, but then I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to keep showing them the same things over and over again. So now I put on a video. The last thing I did was a video of an actual performance I did. That got some good engagement. People all watched it. And I don't know how many actually read the text, but the text was really important for the video. So I'm learning that maybe I should read this first before you watch, so they would understand the premise behind the video.
And you yourself, if I go to your LinkedIn right now, I will see posts from you multiple times a day?
Absolutely, dude. I have a lot of...
Great.
Here are the mistakes people make when they are posting on Facebook. Posting once a day or 4 times a week only. Not engaging with their target and not using multiple formats. You should post 14 times a week, 2 times a day, and it's not time-consuming process. I'll show you. Second thing is, you should use short plus long format of content. If you have time, you can record videos and post them as well. Here, simple screenshot of Twitter and explaining that tweet, plus long form posts educating people. Now, most people are confused about what should I post. Do not post randomly.
Talking about types of posts, do you post only educational posts, or do you also post different types of posts like authority building, case study sharings, lead generations, or what are the types of posts that you post?
It varies. I mean, I do probably focus more on educational posts. Like if I have something that I think would be useful for my audience, my followers, like to think about or to know about, I will do that. Some of them are promotional, obviously, like for the podcast episode or the webinars and whatnot. Some of them are just for fun, like I have my dog or my cat or, whatever I'm doing. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, I will try. I don't do it with every post, but I will try to put a call to action in there, like, sign up for this, listen to this, look at this, whatever. So.
When I'm delivering like maybe a little snippet where I'm presenting on maybe a specific topic, I don't necessarily have a guest with me on my video logs or podcast or whatnot. Definitely promote my business, and I definitely say, hey, this is who I am. I'm a life coach if you need mentoring. So you talk about the things that you do in a way that's organic and genuinely. You're not here to go, hey, I'm Angelina Mojica and I offer this is how much it is. It's really just kind of saying, I am a life coach, I am a mentor, I'm here to help. If you want to connect or if you need resources or not, then this is how you find me.
Yeah, I do. I have kind of a plan that, I'll share my story on this day and this day. And then I'll share a testimonial or a client thing like this day each week. And then I share a nutrition element, something about a food thing that's educational, one day a week. I've been kind of doing that and seeing how that's working and seeing what kind of feedback I'm getting. And it gives me kind of a variety. I've been playing with that, how I'm reaching out to the different people that are in my client range.
Yep.
I'm not making up new ideas. I don't have that many ideas. I just have that many ways I'm gonna say it. In picture form, in cartoon form, in fucking audio form, in written form, in me in a video clip form, in me in a podcast. They're like, different adjectives, but got it?
Yep.
Okay, and if you get the proper strategy or proper knowledge on how to engage with people, how to build a good relationship, true relationships with people, like I have with all my podcast guests, like most of them are how we can move this conversation into a good business relationship, then like spending only 30 minutes, 60 minutes. Will you do these practices? Like right now you said you do not have clarity on what to post, like the engagement, you are not sure if it is worth putting time or not. But do you think if there are practices which like all the industry leaders are doing that you have to do it initially, and will you do these practices? What are your thoughts on this?
Probably. I mean, definitely I would be interested in learning more about them and seeing, because like right now it's hard to imagine because I just feel like I have no idea what that would look like. So it is something that I'm curious about learning more, for sure.
Here are the types of posts you should create while creating content. First is educational post. Second is authority building post, which means showing case studies and results. Third is lead generation post. And fourth is offering your services. It is very important that you use all of these 4 formats. Without that, you will not have that variety and people will not connect with you. The next step is you should use 3 to 4 content buckets. That means you should have your topics defined around which topics you are going to create content. I'll give you a short example of that. My content buckets are, I'm going to talk about traffic, lead generation, nurturing, acquisition, appointment booking, things related to online business. That's it. I'm not going to talk about any other things. So I have clarity on creating content on particular topics. If you're new to creating content, follow 10 to 15 people from your industry and other industries who are creating content actively so that you can have that direction and ideas. If you do not follow this tip, then please don't go ahead.
And do you follow anybody who is a writer, who is writing every single day, who is teaching copywriting or how to write, how our post should be or something like that?
Yeah, so I do research, and I don't follow anybody in particular, but I do engage with people that are doing similar things and kind of watch how they're delivering it, because I'm a visual learner. So that's how I learn too, is like by seeing and experiencing it, so that I too can develop it into something that I want to deliver as well.
That's a good practice, and I recommend you to follow a few people who are daily writing, who are like, I also didn't know about that, but when I started posting on LinkedIn, I realized that people who are on LinkedIn, active on LinkedIn, they are like great, because they spend every single day reading hundreds of posts from all the writers, and there are all good copywriters, experienced writers, and when you read their post, they teach you actually how to write, how you should write your post, and they have a particular, storytelling format or something. I have learned a lot of things. So everybody who is watching this, definitely go spend your time. You talked about research. LinkedIn is the best platform if you want to research about how you should write your posts and how you can, generate leads, traffic, and all.
Yeah, I follow quite a few different type of content people. That's what's great about those big networking groups, where you find which people's, are writing content, which people are writing speaking content, which people are writing sales content, coaching content, depending on what resonates with your business. I also follow, coaches that I work with, people that I've done their programs, or, how they write, how they've gotten to where they are. I have a sales coach who's also a life coach, and I follow her stuff and do her program. So yeah, that's important because then you can kind of see examples of how they launch, how they do their different types of programs, how they do their one-on-one, depending on what works for you and what also could be in your future.
The next step is creating content calendar. Without this, you cannot go forward. You'll not have clarity on what to post. You should have clarity on what to post on what day. On Monday and Thursday, I will post educational post. On Tuesday and Friday, I will post authority building post. On Wednesday and Saturday, I will post lead generation post. Once a week, anytime, I will offer something to my audience. This is how you have to plan your content. And this is how you have to create and distribute content. This is called strategic content posting. Without this, you will not get clients, leads, and appointments. So this is how you have to create the whole content game. Most people are not doing this. They are randomly creating content and randomly distributing content, which is why there are no results.
And do you do any preparation before writing a post?
I do a bit of research. I mean, certainly, I have I've created sort of a database of different topics, things that have been covered with my own clients or, in other coaching groups that I've been a part of or whatnot. So like different things that have come up that, if one person's facing this and that the chances are other people are. So I do sort of look at, what might be helpful and how I can use it. So I do a bit of research, let's say, yes.
I do. I think about what it is that I'm going to talk about. I think you have to have kind of like when you're writing a book, you do a storyboard kind of thing, like the different topics. It's the same thing when you're getting ready to post content. What am I going to talk about? What is this focus? And the more that I've gotten into the podcasting side of things, I am bringing things into like, this is a season that I'm going to talk about relationships. And that's kind of what I'm doing. This season is talking about relationships. So then I want to look at that from every angle and really break it down and bring a huge general topic into specific areas.
I do tons. I do all my posts usually ahead of time. I will sit and spend a few hours with my thoughts, pictures, client testimonials, and just kind of plan them out and figure out how I can spread them throughout a month. I'll a lot of times try to do a whole month in advance, and then I have time to think about what's coming and take a look at what I did the previous month. Sometimes it ends up only being a week in advance, depending on where I can fit it into time. But sometimes I'll get up to a whole month, and other times I'll do 2 weeks.
Do you use any content calendar, or do you have any?
Yes, I do. I try to, and that's the way you stay organized, but that's also the way you stay consistent, is having, your content calendar.
I think my next question was like, do you have any content calendar? But you have, right? I think you have the content calendar. So I got the answer.
I actually have tons of like documents that I've created with quotes and future post ideas. Whenever something comes up, I like just write it in, and it's like in a document, so I can go in there and like, oh, this looks good, let's try this. And then I'll kind of play with that. Sometimes take my thoughts and throw them into like ChatGPT, and here's my thoughts about this. What do you think? Can you give me other ideas? And it'll give me other ideas, and then I'll expand on that. So I kind of play around with those things.
Remember, while writing posts, do not write a paragraph or an essay while creating educational or any type of content. People will not read that. Also, most people do not use their own photos while distributing content which is attached to their text format of content. It is killing your branding. Remember, when you add your photo, they see you and then they remember, okay, marketing, Tanmay, XYZ, Krista, XYZ, that person. Something like this. So do not miss on adding your photo. It's very important. Also, when you write a post, it should not be random. There is a format to write a post. I'll keep it simple here: hook, story, and call to action. That's it. Do not start randomly and end randomly. You should not start anywhere and should not write anything, right? Do not use complex words that only you can recognize. Do not write a 2000, 3000 words of whole essay. Do not sell while creating educational or authority building posts.